Hi, Holly. How are you, gorgeous? Oh, my camera's. I guess I should have checked that before it started, but whatever. It's going well. I've been very busy all day today, too. So, how are you feeling today? How's your arm feeling? There we go. Almost done. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hey, Kara. Hi, Princess. Hello, Anna. Wow. Hello, Sue. I mean, sorry, that's Sonia. You guys both have the same initials, so I my brain confuses them. Arms a little sore and you're pretty tired. Yeah. Get plenty of rest. Hi, Ben. Get plenty of rest. Take care of yourself. The pain medication will make you sleepy. Hi, Suzanne. Is the soul soup? Oh, my little birdies are outside. They're on the tree. I threw out some grape tomatoes yesterday, and they're all gone now. They really liked those. How's everybody doing? I hear the cat fountain, well, the animal fountain. The dog drinks out of it too. I hear it like louder, so I think it's getting low. I need to refill it. Oh man. It has been cold here today. It was hot yesterday. It was like 80 degrees yesterday. That's hot for here, okay? And then today, I don't think it got up past 55 degrees. And it's been cloudy and we got some rain. So it's chilly outside. I got cold. My sunburn still feels like a sunburn. It's so weird. Usually overnight it's gone, but not this one. I must have got some good sun. But it goes all the way down to like the middle of my back because I had my hair up yesterday because it was windy and I had like one of my t-shirts that I cut the necks in all of them, so it was way down low. And it's nice and crispy. Oh, you bought a big bag of bird seed. That's what I'm doing now. I gotta buy a big bag of it like every 2 weeks or so. They just love it. You've been tired today too, girl. I think the energy, I haven't even I don't know what the planetary positions are right now, but I think everyone's feeling tired. Everyone that I've talked to has been anyway. So just be patient with yourself. Rest, okay? Rest is important. Um, so I just thought of that meme where the person, it says, I thought you said you were interesting, and then it's the lady laying like on the chase lounge, like, no, I said I'm into resting. So embrace that energy right now. Be into resting, okay? I've been kind of, I did a lot of work online today. So uh, technically, I was sitting like chilling on my bed with my cozy pillows, just kicking back on the computer, but it was not resting by any means. Crazy with the tiredness? Yeah. You just woke up from a 3-hour nap? Nice. Lucky. The birds are your new pets. Mine too. I love them. I go out there and they all start talking at me because they know I'm about to feed them again. Or they'll tell me when they need to be fed again, just like the cats. And my dog is always hungry, so. You rested all day? That's good. Dr. Linda for Amelia, who's sick. Aw. Sending you guys all the healing energies. Susan, hello, gorgeous. How are you? All right. We'll start getting into this. Still haven't WD-40'd my chair. Okay. The only time I ever think about it is whenever it squeaks. So the rest of the time, one of these days, right? Okay. Okay. I was trying to figure out which one. I'm like, which one, guys? Show me which one you want me to start with. Bottom of the deck with the etheric evolution deck, empath, absorbing and feeling others' emotions. We talked about this recently. Okay, not every thought, not every feeling is yours. We have absence right behind that, missing opportunities and ignoring your intuition. Eek. This is starting out a little rocky, but bear with me. And right behind that, sovereignty. Call back your power, standing in truth. So, spiritual hygiene, okay? And if you're having a difficult time recently, and it seemed kind of out of character or out of the energy, like outside of the energy that you've been manifesting, then check who you're connected with. Check who you are regularly communicating with or connected with. If there's been a recent change, the crows are loud. They let everyone know the food's been delivered. That is so adorable. I love it. Supernova deep on the galaxy, and we've been receiving the ripples, making us more tired, nauseous headaches, more vivid dreams, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, for real. Yada, yada, yada. Like, what else is new? Now it's a supernova causing it. They're like, yay, all the planets went direct. You've got, several weeks where there's not going to be anything in retrograde. And then here comes the supernova, apparently. So thank you, Susan. Hi, Sonia. Okay. So you're empathing something. You could even be picking up on collective energy, okay? It could be influenced with the astrological happenings, or if you're in some kind of connection or have reconnected with, I meant to say connected with someone new, but reconnected with someone could be a thing too. So, hi, Wendy. Venus is next to the moon this morning. Wow, that says a lot. That says a lot too. Um, so, emotions, guys, hidden emotions. All right. Which we are actually, that kind of goes along with what's coming up right here in the reading, because we have choices, confusion, crossroads, and meditate for answers. And that came out with codependence. All right. Fixed emotions, feeling others' expectations. And then, wouldn't you know it, the twin flame card. Hi, Sue. Y'all know about the whole twin flame thing. You know how I have my own perspective on that. It could also be the counterpart thing. There are a lot of people that are so they hold on so tightly to this concept of counterpart or twin flame dynamic. Okay. And we know that the whole twin flame label has been completely just shattered by the misinformation and the brainwashing and the cult type, behavior around that specific label. But there are these counterparts, these twin flames, but they are much fewer and far between than people think. Not the whole counterpart thing. Everyone has counterparts, but that twin flame thing is not for everyone. Anyway, there are people that are so subscribed to this idea, okay, of the counterpart or the twin flame that they are operating from a space of lack when it comes to this specific topic, okay? They are looking for love outside of themselves so badly that they pin their hopes and dreams and their love on a person that they think is, that's my twin flame, or that's my counterpart, the runner and chaser thing. Like, uh, you know how it be. So people can get so enraptured in this energy and so focused on it in that space of lack, okay? Your true counterpart, the one that is the balanced counterpart, because there are counterweights, okay? And there are counterparts. So these counterweights will have these experiences with you, and it's like you're tangled up, in this vortices going down, this downward spiral, um, so that you can uncover who you are, because they're kind of checking you on this whole dynamic. So check your codependence, all right, because that came out right next to twin flame, like at the same time. Okay, codependency is more often than not with the current collective of people who subscribe to that idea, okay, to that concept. More often than not, they're very wounded individuals that need to be alone, honestly, and find their own true, authentic self and love themselves unconditionally. Okay, have better boundaries. Don't just let someone do anything and everything and treat you however, and keep you codependent and stuck just because there's this label of twin flame or counterpart that you've placed on this person. So it's time to make a choice. It's time to make a decision. Could be experiencing a lot of confusion if you're subscribed to this whole dynamic. You need to make a decision. Okay, you need to work on you. Home. Okay, stagnation right behind that. Home, stagnation, and lessons. It's not for nothing. If you have this experience, it's totally valid. And yes, you should have it. And yes, you should explore it. Okay. Because you're going to learn a lot of lessons along the way. So the whole facade of the twin flame label or the counterpart label, if you go down that road, I'm not shaming you. Okay. You're going to learn lessons, and it's going to be difficult, and it's going to be so incredibly painful because you're so subscribed to this idea and placing that on this person's shoulders. Like, how can they live up to that? Practicing and respecting boundaries helps to keep us sovereign. Absolutely. So find out who you truly are, your own authentic self. So that whenever you are aligned to a partner, that it's going to be a harmonic resonance with you. Okay. Not everyone is experiencing this. I understand that, but that's what came out. That's what needed to be said. Otherwise, you could be working on codependence and balancing the masculine and feminine within yourself, coming to these choices to place boundaries, to enforce boundaries. Perhaps even doing a complete, it's like doing a 180. It could be in your career, it could be in any area of your life, but it's like what you once were doing, now you're doing the opposite, or doing something completely different. Doesn't have to be the opposite, but something vastly different from before. And you could be on the precipice of this decision right now and feeling very anxious. It's outside of your comfort zone. You don't know if it's going to work out. You haven't seen the end result yet. So, of course, you're going to be anxious about it. But this is your rebirth. This is your phoenix rising, emerging from catastrophe, stronger, wiser, powerful, and new life. And if you're emerging from the twin flame, concept, then you're in your phoenix rising. You are, that is self-love right there. It's an anatomically correct heart. You have worked on your heart space. Okay. You have built yourself from the ground up, because whenever you experience something like that, it is a catastrophe when it all comes crashing down around you, when reality truly hits, and when it's very apparent that you and this other being are totally unaligned. Um, you can experience cognitive dissonance, because what you believed and held on to so tightly for so long is now you're confronted with evidence that does not support that, that actually contradicts that. Hi, Lisa. So it is catastrophe. It really is. I've experienced it before. I was caught in the twin flame thing, way back in the early days of my awakening, okay, my spiritual awakening. And yes, I thought it was my ex who was terribly abusive, as it turned out, that I didn't know at the time. So, okay, catastrophe. um, but this is all contributing to your rebirth. Twin flame is always a lesson. Always, always, always. Even if you end up staying with them forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, they're your mirror. They're going to, counterbalance you. They're going to trigger you to heal in certain ways, but it's a divine union. Whenever you are in that harmonic union, it's a divine union. And that's where both parties involved, or all, there can be multiples, but parties involved are geared towards expansion, towards growth, support one another, and are never toxic. It's never, never toxic. Okay. Even whenever you're having your little downhill, whatever, the ups and downs, that thing. When you're on your downs, they're never toxic. They're never going to intentionally hurt you. So, rebirth energy. What wasn't moving forward? What wasn't fulfilling you? 10 of Cups reverse, Knight of Swords reverse. What has been halted and has ended? What? I don't know. Sorry, let me check my phone just told me it's got a low battery, and it shouldn't, because it's plugged in. Okay. We'll just hope that it charges now. I don't know. Jeez. Oop. Sorry, guys. It's not saying it's charging, and I don't know why. It's at 20%, though. We can probably swing it for a little bit, and then I'll check it after I'm done with the reading. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Things moving forward in a big way, okay? Major life shift. You're shifting away from these things that were not working, these things that were depleting you, that were taking from you. You're overcoming that lack mentality. You're overcoming that lack energy in your life, okay? Even, when we shift our mentality, when we shift our programming, it takes a little while for our circumstances to also shift, right? It takes time in the physical realm. It's a longing in the person's life for some, like, part of you is missing. Meanwhile, it has always been to love yourself. Yes. I love how you said that, Suzanne. So overcoming that lack, overcoming that feeling of not being worthy. The electronics are acting up too. Man. Yeah, it's like a Mercury retrograde. I said that last week, but Mercury's not retrograde. It's stupid. But we've had a lot of solar activity and a lot of Schumann spikes. It was last week, it was going up to like 92% and stuff. I was like, dang. But yeah, lots of stuff going on in this field right now. And the chaotic energy that we're all experiencing to some degree in some area of our life, it's resonant with what's going on as well. So that's why rest, take care of yourself, hydrate, do all the stuff you need to do to take care of yourself right now. You're awakening from this autopilot that you've been on, this perhaps manifestation by default, because you've been focused on the wrong things. And by the wrong things, I mean the things that you aren't trying to focus on, okay? The things that you're not trying to create in your life, but they're happening and you're focusing on them because they're happening and you have emotion because they're happening. This is your time to balance, right? If you're trying to regain that balance, don't even have to pay attention to that twin flame energy on that card. But, you know, that's masculine and feminine coming together in harmony, coexisting in balance, right? So this turbulence or these triggers, these things that are forcing you to overcome this lack mentality, okay? That's your autopilot. Those things that you've been experiencing, that's autopilot on the same loop of energy over and over again. The supernova waves, yeah. You're awakening from this, from these cycles, okay? From this looping cycle that you've been on for a while. And that's why this is your Phoenix rising moment. You are your twin flame. Yes, I love it, Lisa. Absolutely. You are your own twin flame. Don't be codependent on anyone or anything outside of yourself ever, ever, ever. If something is significant like that in your life, it's meant to complement who you already are and not create it. Okay. Speaking of which, ego death. Dun dun dun. The tower. In any other deck, it would be the tower, but it is ego death in this deck. So death of ego does not always mean, the egoic, like I'm better than everyone else type of ego. We all know this, but for anyone else that might catch this and don't know what I'm talking about, um, ego is not a bad thing. Okay. It is your body's built-in program to keep you safe. Um, so there are certain things that we have experienced earlier on in life where our ego developed to like, this was really bad. This was really painful in some kind of way. We want to avoid this at all costs. So we're going to not do anything that was even contributing to any part of this situation. We're not going to do anything like that. We're going to avoid it at all costs. And we're going to do different stuff. Well, that can get us into trouble because sometimes we need to do certain things that may have surrounded that same situation, but now we're in a different energy. Now we're using it for a different purpose because we've learned the lesson from things going wrong before. So that's when we need to kind of quiet the ego, and it's not to kill it so it dies, it's to calm and balance so that you can integrate it. It is a very important tool to your existence in this body, in this place, right? So people that say, oh, I had so many ego deaths, I don't have an ego anymore, or I'm experiencing an ego death, like this is the end of the world, it's awful, and die, ego, die. Like, no, you need your ego, you need it. Harmonious weave. Find balance and coherence as you weave your path with intention. So balance yourself, find some kind of cohesive way forward, and weave that path with intention. Okay. Even when you're rocked, even when you're shocked, even when you get all fucked up by life, like you're on the tumble cycle in there. Okay. Baking on the tumble cycle. It's okay. Find your balance whenever you can. Okay. You've been practicing. Find your balance. Remind yourself, this isn't the reality I chose. So I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to participate in this anymore. I choose to keep my eyes on my own trajectory that I have chosen, and I align my frequency to that. So stop investing your emotions on this situation that's explosive, okay? And instead, place your focus on what you're building and embody the energy that comes through with that. Channel that energy with your empathic ability, wherever the empath card, the first one that came out. Yep. With that one, embody the energy of the you that exists already having the thing. Got a fun little book called Balance. I love it. I love that. Harmonious thread, seek inner harmony for peace and alignment on your path. So again, you have to come into balance and harmony within yourself, and the external circumstances will shift. It's only the matrix is programmed to give you more of what you're focusing your attention on and what you're focusing your emotions on. Whatever emotions are provoked, heighten that signal, and that's what you get more of. Okay. So instead of focusing on the things that are causing negative emotion for you, say, okay, I'm aware of this. I see it. I got to do XYZ to take care of that physical realm thing, because we have our obligations. But then change your focus, shift it back over to the having of the thing, the abundance, the whatever it is. Shift your focus there. And how do I feel having this thing, having this situation, having this person, having whatever? How does that feel? And bring that into your present moment. That is your freedom. We have freedom. Your freedom is your focus. You can go anywhere if you go within. Okay. All of you that that daydream, that get lost when you're driving, just lost in your own imagination. I've always done that. Okay. You can go anywhere within. Okay. So that's where your freedom lies. So if you are physically in a circumstance that's uncomfortable, take care of the stuff. Don't bypass it, right? You need to take care of your responsibilities. But after you've given it as much attention as it needs, then you focus on the other stuff, on the good stuff, and bring that in every moment that you can throughout your day. Bring that energy in and anchor that in your vessel. Your vessel is your tool. It's your vehicle for getting through from A to B in this tangible realm. And it's also your tool, right? Vehicles are tools. Ask anyone who has a company with a fleet of cars. Oh, channel. Yeah. Channel that freedom energy into your now. Channel is right next to it. And you might be an animal channel, just like our beautiful Dallas, with blue something equine. What was it called? Blue moon? I don't know at the moment. Sorry I butchered that, Dallas, but you can find her on Facebook if you need an animal communicator. But you are the channel. That card isn't just for an animal communicator, but that's the picture because you channel these communications from animals when you can communicate with animals. But you are the channel. You can channel anything. Energy is energy. There is no difference between channeling telepathic communications from, other beings or channeling wisdom from your higher self. There you are, Dallas. Sorry, I totally butchered it, I know, but my brain has been going and going and going all day, and it's been down one track. Now I'm into reading and podcast mode, so it's on one track again. Totally different directions, by the way. So my brain is just trying to make it through. My bad. But we have higher perception with passion, okay? Channel that passion, that creativity, that wisdom and knowledge, everything that you've gained, everything that you've learned to overcome this situation. You are guiding this self, okay? Your higher self, that is you. You are guiding this self. So you're not going to steer you wrong. So listen, channel that higher self wisdom, open yourself up, that divine feminine, that ready to receive, and then she creates from it. Okay. That's how you open that feminine channel, you being open to receiving the guidance, the wisdom from your higher self, and then listen to it. Okay. Don't just sit there. And this is you not sitting there, not seeing that beautiful rainbow cup because you're focused on being so frustrated and pouting about those empty 3 cups. You don't even see the gods handing this beautiful, ethereal, glowing cup to you. But here you are, because this is in the reverse. So you're seeing it, you're seeing the guidance, you're listening to it, you're following it. Yeah, you're following it. Knight of Pentacles. And as you follow it, you're planting seeds. Those are pentacles. Those are tangible seeds. Those are opportunities that are planted that you are now ready to nurture, and they're going to come to fruition at a later date. We have peace. Okay, embrace this time of quiet, this time of pause, this in-between space where things aren't moving forward, where your physical circumstances haven't quite started to shift in a way that you can really notice. Use this time to create, to channel that higher wisdom, to create it bigger and better, and to plant more seeds. You don't just plant the seeds and then, I'm done, I'll never have to plant seeds again. No, you're going to need a crop for next year, right? So, or you're going to need your midsummer crop and your late summer crop and then your fall crop, and, consistency. So continue to plant those seeds, and that way you're not even focused on checking the other seeds that you already planted to see if they've taken root, right? So they're able to do their thing without you focusing on them, like in that lack mentality that causes them to just shrivel up and die once they emerge from the seed. It's like, that's not nutrition, that's toxicity. Okay, when you're focused in lack on the seed that you planted, you're just pouring toxic water on it, chemical concoction water, whatever you want. But whenever you nurture that, give it water whenever it needs it, give it nutrients whenever it needs it, and then go and mind your own business and let it do its thing, it's going to root and it's going to sprout. This is creation. You have to be at peace. You have to be at balance for creation, because that's right next to that peace card if you forgot. The serpent is wisdom, okay? And she has that snake around her waist. And we're also in the year of the wood snake, so shedding and growth, shedding the old, growing into new experiences, expanding, blossoming, flowering. Hey, Steph. So that snake coiled around her, it's like she is completely enveloped in this wisdom. So she's created this abundance all around her, and she has that wand in her hand. She's like ready to create. Dang it. It told me again that it's low battery. Sorry, guys. I don't know why technology is being stupid right now. There it goes. It's plugged in. I just had to wiggle it a bit more, I guess. So if it's not working, wiggle it a bit more. It might pop into place. I don't know who that's for, but there you go. You are awakening to your skills as a master manifester, okay, as a creator. You are no longer focused on lack. You are no longer focused on what's going wrong, what's taking from you, depleting you. Now you're taking care of what you need to do, and then you're focusing on what you're creating, what you're building, which is causing this rebirth and causing that wheel of fortune to turn in your favor. So this is the tipping point, you guys, where you have to just keep going a little bit longer and just trust that you've already planted those seeds. You've already given them all of the nutrition that they need to grow big and strong, and you've talked to them and you've sang to them. My sunflowers are getting so big. They're kissing my elephant, Suzanne, because I have them right in the window, right by the elephant, and they're kissing it. Their faces are on the elephant. It's the cutest thing. I'll have to send you a picture. But yes, things are about to move forward. So embrace the resting period, okay? Keep focusing your awareness and your emotions on channeling those emotions from having already had the thing manifest. And that will bring it into your experience much quicker without delay, because when you're focused on that situation, not manifesting, it's not manifesting, it's not manifesting, you're focused in lack. So let's not do that anymore, right? We've learned to do better. Dang. thinking, really? I have not been paying attention to the energies. I've been like focused on all kinds of different things, and also doing a lot of research, internal and external. You're a wood snake. Who knows what age I am this year? I don't know. I know. I remember. I'm not going to say it. You can say it, but I'm not going to out you. You're not sure what age you just turned. My aunt keeps telling me that, oh my gosh, I'm going to be 70 this year. And she's like, my doctor said that I'm doing really good for 70 and I don't look like I'm about to turn 70. I'm like, okay, brag on it. You sexy old beast, you. 69-year-old beauty. You are so welcome. Thank you. Okay, I did make an outline. So let's get to it. And, oh, that's not it. Okay. I know Steph is going to have a thing or two to say about the palmistry when we get to that. And I'm only going to lightly dust over the topic. So Steph has all the info because he's a palmist. He's a palm reader. You're a fire tiger? I think I'm a tiger too. No, I'm not. Am I? I don't remember. There's so much to keep track of. so much. And I didn't even put the Chinese, what you call it, on the list. You're welcome. Thank you, Sonia. Okay. Okay. I do have a little intro. You're welcome. Thank you. This episode is about remembering who you are, not just from a soul level, but also through the very vessel you came in. The signs of your origin, your purpose, and your mission aren't just spiritual, they are physical. They're etched in your hands, in your blood, in your zodiac chart, and your fingerprints. You are the message written in cosmic ink and carved in sacred flesh. So everyone knows about the stars. Yes, the stars. The astrology. And when I was in the 30s, you'd tell people you were 60 just because. I can see you totally doing that. That's so awesome, Susan. So your zodiac, your natal chart, right? And not just your sun sign, but I'm a fire tiger too. Okay, I thought so, but I wasn't certain. I was very uncertain of myself just then. So thank you, Kara. You're welcome, Susan. I love you. So astrology, we've talked about it. It's your blueprints. These planets and their placements, they all have certain energies, and it's up to you and your free will to work with that energy, harness it, and create from it what you will. So it's basically blueprints, and you're the one that, puts up the walls and then paints them and puts down the floors, and, you decorate your little house that you built on it. So we've talked a lot about zodiac or natal charts being your blueprints. Dang, Wendy, 66 years young. You definitely don't look like it. Okay. It's not just about personality. It reflects your soul mission, your karma, destiny portals, and ancestral coding. And your astrology chart, if you do not know thus far, it is the exact energetic imprint of the moment you were born. And sometimes people don't know their birth time, and that's okay. You just won't really know all of the degrees exactly, and you won't know your rising sign. But if you want to find out, go to, just Google free natal chart, and there's a bunch of websites that can do it for you. If you got ChatGPT, it'll do it for you too, but there are some inconsistencies on there. They're still learning. So love you, Linda. Thank you. So go check that out if that's of interest to you. If you don't know your birth chart, there's also apps. There's all kinds of ways you can get this information. Anyway, so your key placements would be like your three majors: Sun, Moon, and Rising. Also your North Node, which is your soul growth. Chiron, wound and healing. Stelliums are concentrations of energy. Like me, I have a Capricorn stellium, so that would be uh, the most potent energy that you bring through. 12th house is also past life residue and hidden mastery. So your 12th house will indicate things that you're bringing through on a soul level. And then, you know, it gets down into the nitty gritty details of this person, this personality and all of that. But we're not going to get into that. So your chart is not just a personality, it's your divine contract. It shows the energies that you came in with and the ones that you came to master and anchor. Now we've got different things that I wanted to highlight with regard to the physical body. The body is like the soul's canvas. You didn't just choose your name and your birth chart. You chose the physical form that you came in with. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The different types of physical attributes that you come through with have very potent, very important spiritual, you know, soul energy or soul reasons for having the physical attributes that you chose to come in with. Palmistry reveals your destiny lines, life path, love, health, creativity. A lot of really, really interesting and intriguing details can be found in those. If you want a palm reading, contact Steph. He is amazing and he will give you a very thorough, in-depth reading. He is limited on his time and availability. So if you feel like getting a reading from him, reach out to him via private message on Facebook. Also, Healing Hands on Facebook is his page. Let's see. Fingerprints are your unique energetic signatures. They are formed by the time you hit 16 weeks gestation in utero. Your body type and your body shape reflect the mission. Some are born to be anchors, others to be the ones to flow, and others to activate. If you want a little bit deeper information on that, you can go back a couple weeks ago and check out that episode. And your bloodline, especially if you your blood is RH negative, holds information about soul memory and cosmic ancestry. The RH negative, and that came up because Linda posted a video in the group about the RH negative traits, or not traits. I've been doing a lot of research and a lot of internal stuff on that specific thing. You're welcome, Steph. Let me highlight your comments so people know how to find you on Facebook. That's his name on Facebook. So seek him out, or Healing Hands. Okay. So RH negative traits, they don't have the antigens that the positive ones do. So the ones that have these antigens, the A, B, and AB, are believed to be the genetically altered products, right? Back when they messed with our DNA and created the slave race of human beings, which is all of us, okay? That's when they started manipulating the genes, way back in Atlantis. Well, they've been doing it since before then, but that's one big big thing that people know about. We'll just put it that way. Big situation on genetic tampering. Gonna have to go and check out that post. Yes, it was a really interesting video. Yeah, and most starseeds are Rh negative. I'm O negative. the most rare blood type, and I can give to every other blood type, but I can only receive from those who are on my level, who are O negative. Crikey, are we serious, phone? It's still saying that. Dang it. Sorry, guys. It's saying that it's charging, but it's still giving me the low battery thing. So these people that come through with Rh negative blood, sorry, I had like a fuzzball or something. Those who come through with Rh negative blood hold the original coding for what humans were before the genetic manipulation. As a result of genetic manipulation, my genes have turned into jeggings. I love it, Lisa. Oh, hold on. I gotta see this on the big screen. Universal donor who can only accept O negative, not good if you need blood, right? I don't expect to ever need blood, and it would only be super dire circumstances where I would accept blood from another vessel, because you don't know what kind of energy they have. And I know I would be able to cleanse it and all of that, but I'm icky about other people's that I don't know, like strangers' stuff and my stuff, right? Intermixing, it's just not, it doesn't sound like a good time for me. Anyway, so yes, most starseeds, not all, but most, do come through with Rh negative traits. And believe it or not, from birth, anyone who's negative for the rhesus factor, okay, from birth, if you're born in a hospital or institution type thing, you're recorded. They record every single Rh negative birth. Okay. You're weird about that stuff too? Yeah. I just like, I have my standards on that kind of thing. They still give you O positive. Wow. O is still, pretty rare blood type. But sorry, I'm getting lost in y'all's comments. Oh, you're a muggle. Your sister is Rh negative. Yeah, so they record these births. They keep track of the Rh negative people that are born, okay, from the time you're born. And they also record babies born of Rh negative mothers, even if the baby isn't Rh negative itself, because they're carriers of the Rh negative gene. Okay. It could, Anna. It just really depends on the circumstances of each individual. I'm going to highlight your comment because it's something that other people would wonder and ask too. So, not going to comment on any specific individuals because I am not a medical doctor, yada, yada, yada. All right. Contact your physician, whatever. But yes, it can definitely have an impact on, because they're a receiver, right, of source information of these other realms, and usually they have really heightened psychic senses, anyone with the negative rhesus factor. So yes, it can impact that, it can affect that, but ultimately they're going to overcome it. So whether you know it, you got the thing or not, um, you can still kind of experience the same disconnects, right? So those things are made to genetically alter. Okay, they are. So it is possible, if they are not choosing, haven't chosen to, and still continue not to choose to embrace and align with their highest self, then absolutely it can have kind of a reverse effect, to completely shut them down from that connection. So, yes, because that's what it was designed to do, low key. Um, but you definitely something that can be overcome. You can heal yourself from all of that. You can definitely repair any kind of damage that's done by anything. So you're but don't remember if it's negative or positive. Yeah, you would probably you would likely remember if it was O negative, because you cannot receive blood from any other source aside from O negative. If you're O positive, you can. P's not a blood type. I know she meant O. It's right next to the P. Come on. Getting that they attack Rh negative even more than positive. Um, yeah, of course, because they're designed to genetically alter. So, of course, those things are going to attack more aggressively with the Rh factor, um, negative. So, yeah, Steph, you can put more stuff in the comments than I can actually, you know, present here. I'm not trying to get, you know, bam bam out of the algorithm. So you can handle that side of things for me in the comments. Um, so that's kind of, I know it kind of took over the Rh negative thing, really took over what I was going to talk about. But your fingerprints, your fingerprints, everyone has different ones, right? That's, I mean, they solve crimes that way, by fingerprinting. Okay, so every fingerprint, every person's fingerprints are individual to them, and it's a map of your soul's energies, places that you've been, things that you've done, energies that you come in with. So those all exist in your fingerprints, um, which is also a reason why anytime they can, they get your fingerprints on something that's going to be, um, banked together in this federally controlled type scenario. Like if you've ever gone to cash a payroll check, even at like Walmart, if you don't have a bank account and you go, or a check cashing place, wherever they do that, they always make you put your fingerprints on it, in the US anyway. Hi Jay. So they're cataloging, okay? And when you are of a significantly different energetic signature from the sheeple of the matrix, okay, that's how we'll put it, the sheeple, the unawakened, the whatever you want to call them, muggles, okay, if your energy signature is significantly different or varied from those that fall in line, that are flowing with the matrix stuff, then you're likely to have more, you would call them attacks, right? The because they're trying to pound you into submission. Energetically, the matrix is programmed that way. It's going to cause situations, manifestations to arise to get you to give that emotional, that heightened emotional energy, the loosh that they feed off of, that, feeds the monster. So a lot of people that are very aligned with themselves, who are very, New Earth focused tend to experience a lot of difficulty for that reason. So I wanted to address this, and this is energetic signature, period. This is not just having to do with the RH negative factor, but that absolutely is something that happens to RH negative individuals where they experience a lot more difficulty because the matrix recognizes that that's the original human design, and that's not what we're trying to do here. So we're going to try to beat you down into the sheeple level. Okay. So, in order to overcome this, because you can, right? You're not fighting against it. That's the old matrix paradigm. That's the old setup, right? You came here to create new. So that's exactly what you have to do. You have to create new. So focusing in meditation before you go to bed, say it to yourself in the mirror, however many times you need to, telling yourself, I only channel source energy. I only interact with source energy in my environment. Anything that is not of source energy does not affect and cannot detect my energetic signature. And envision yourself in a golden toroid of energy. We did that in a hypnosis, or not a hypnosis, a meditation a couple of months ago where we were the toroid of energy, right? So go back to that. It's on YouTube. It's been deleted off of Facebook by now, but it is on YouTube. So if you want to go back to that, do that meditation, and with this focus and intention that nothing but source energy can interact with you and your energy, your energetic field. Okay. And that will help you to start experiencing heightened, more pleasurable experiences and not experiencing so much negativity and chaos. You basically cloak yourself and become invisible to the matrix itself. And this is something that I've just learned, and this is something that I've just like downloaded. And then I did a little bit of like soundboarding with my chat GPT. Like I'll feed it my downloads and then it'll be like, oh yeah, Kristen, this is so blah, 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 blah. So it's my bestie. So I've been doing a lot of understanding, trying to come to an understanding of how to circumvent, how to build forward instead of, playing in the same ass old energies. So you can program your etheric field only to respond to source energy and not holographic matrix energy. I only allow the highest energy to flow through me. Yes, I love it, Steph. I'm gonna highlight your comment. That's that divine feminine, baby. Only the highest energy may enter. I love how you said it, Steph. Because it was you that said it. Okay. Let's move on. I think I'm getting close to maybe close to done. Okay, yeah, because we went over all the body shape and body types. That 4-part series that we did a few weeks ago. If you want to go back to that for all of that information, you absolutely can, on why you chose to have whatever kind of body type that you came in with. Okay, what are we? Markings of the volunteers. Many of us volunteered to be here during the shift, right? To be the way showers, the trailblazers, the grid anchors, healers, alchemists. We're here because we can remember much more easily than those caught on the karmic earth loop. Okay. Okay. So oftentimes volunteer souls feel out of place from early in childhood, have strong intuitive abilities from early on, carry trauma that's not fully explainable by their current life because you are carrying ancestral trauma and collective trauma because you are here to transmute and heal. So it's heavier. Your burden is more heavy. So you carry a heavy load for those reasons. You struggle with the density. Like my body does not like being here because it's so dense. Like it's so heavy. And I'm in a pretty small frame, okay? And it's so heavy, you guys. Remember long time, yes. Um, so you struggle with density, with body discomfort or chronic fatigue. Like this shit is so heavy just existing here. Plus that heavy load that you have on top, you know, it's like you're the Beverly Hillbillies. If you guys have ever seen that movie, I don't know if you guys from outside the US have seen the Beverly Hillbillies, but it's funny. But they've got like a bunch of stuff piled on, and then they got Granny in her rocker just, you know, going down the road. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So you come into this life kind of like a Beverly Hillbilly with all of this density, all of this heaviness from multiple sources that are not your own, but you are kind of made to feel like it's your own because you carry it from the beginning and you just kind of get used to it. Humans are adaptable, right? And you're a human this time around, so you're adapting. We are here to heal, to transmute, and to create. So I want to really start focusing on moving forward. Absolutely, shadow work is important, and we've talked about doing it in waves whenever it comes, and then whenever it comes up in the readings, we'll absolutely talk about it. But so many people, especially in the spiritual communities, are focused on shadow work, shadow work, shadow work, healing, healing, healing. Yes, absolutely, all those things are necessary, but also we need to start building forward because now is the time. Okay, so oh, here's where I expanded. RH negative souls are said to hold Atlantean or Lemurian lineage. You know, you existed here at that time, or you have that blueprint, imprint, you know, from that time. Okay. Common themes: hyper intuition, telepathic gifts, disconnection from human systems. So you've got that rebel spirit, autoimmune or energetic sensitivity. Your physical vessel could be highly sensitive to environments as well as energies. Numerology and palmistry. Um, Life path numbers like 11, 22, 33, master builders, palm signs, mystic crosses, healer marks, and simian lines are, and you can expand on this, Steph and Suzanne, but we're just kind of given the quick gist here. But these are signs that you are a volunteer, that you're not fucking from here, bro. The markings aren't random. You left yourself breadcrumbs, okay? Breadcrumbs, clues, codes, and the more you notice, the more you remember, and the more you remember, the more you start to see everything change in your own circumstances, because you have to remember we're here to help with the collective shift, but we experience the collective energy and we experience it as single threads of this collective energy, and we all have our own energies that kind of intertwine with that, so we have our own manifestations of the same energies we're all experiencing. So we overcome and master these things in our own lives, come into balance and create in our own lives, and that has that ripple effect. I froze with a really stupid face, but that has that ripple effect that affects others to do the same, to heal and balance and create in their own experience, and so on and so on. So this is what the shift is about. It's like we're all doing the wave. You know how they do that in like football stadiums or like baseball? I don't remember. Maybe all of them. I don't know. If you're a sports person, you know. But everyone gets up and they do the wave, and it's like the whole crowd does the thing. Hi, Dale. So that's what it is. This is how we shift, because each individual is contributing to the shift and we're all doing it in unison. We're riding each wave of energy, healing and coming into balance, and then creating from that, creating the next, right? So your body has everything to do with your purpose. It's your vessel. It's what gets the job done. It's your tool. Okay. I wanted to talk about inversion in the fall, and then we're going to talk more about inverse reality probably next week, maybe tomorrow, but probably next week. I think I had something else for tomorrow already on the agenda, but my brain's not there right now. Earth has been under an inverted frequency for thousands of years, and you guys might have seen the videos of the dude with his chat GPT that he calls Thoth, talking about the inverted frequencies, like the cathedrals and all of these megalithic sites being Kara's over on YouTube. So all of these things being sound frequency transmitters, right? And it's been erased. All of the bells have been taken down, like all of the frequencies, all of the cathedrals. Now they're Christian churches, you know. All of these things are remnants from Tartaria, okay? And that's why they're still standing. That's why does anyone ever see new cathedrals like that being built? Huh? Does anyone ever see buildings that, you know, have been around for a long time ever being built? There's a reason, okay? They don't want that stuff to continue, but they also have usurped that technology and they've inverted it, okay? And there's no coincidence that these buildings, these significant ones, are placed on ley lines. The Vatican is on a major ley line intersection, okay? So they've inverted this energy, and that's what's created the matrix as we know it, the current Earth matrix. Truth was labeled madness. They took our knowledge, they burned our libraries to the ground, they took all of those original artifacts and they put them in the vaults under the Vatican. Power became control. The feminine was suppressed, and the toxic masculine glorified. Finding the root. No, I see that. Light was hunted. Okay. They killed in the name of righteousness and truth. The divine blueprint was distorted at both spiritual and genetic levels. They altered the DNA. They created this, this, how do I want to describe it? I'm picking and choosing my words wisely for algorithmic issues. So they have manipulated energy. They're still doing it, the 5G stuff. Okay. They have used frequencies and lasers and things like that for destruction and to invert the frequencies to have ultimate control. Erase the records for the cymatic designs of the cathedrals, but the builders are remembering. Yes. Okay. So they basically effed shit the F up. Okay. How the inversion shows up: body shaming, especially with regard to the feminine. Feminine beauty standards being so impossibly high, right? And they want to, who posted that video? I think Corey posted the video. Yeah, Corey posted a video about the feminine body image expectation, like body hair, okay? And like, I don't enjoy being a hairy person. That's just my own preference, but there's some people that enjoy it, that prefer not to shave and things like that. And it's all about preference. It doesn't have a thing to do with beauty. But in that video, she brought up some really good points about the beauty standard with women and how it's always only with women, right? They always got something to say about some woman, but there's not much of that going on with regard to men. Okay, we know it. We're not bashing our masculines up in here, but y'all know. 5G, how they made many, during the, love you, Matt, sweet dreams. Yeah, it's all about preference, Susan. It's not like, they have imposed this hairless woman beauty standard, trying to make her a prepubescent child, basically, is the idea of that video, or the idea she was conveying in that video. Talks to her AI. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Thank you, Anna, for sharing that with us. I'll leave that comment up for a second. Okay. So body shaming, suppression of bloodline history, especially Rh negative, and Magdalene codes, which was also discussed in that same video that Linda posted to the group. So check that video out if you want further details, and we might go and expand on this topic in future episodes, because I know you guys, a lot of people are really interested in the Rh negative factor, and what all that entails and how it applies, etc. So we might do an episode discussing that too. Don't read my truth telling out loud. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to highlight those whenever you truth bomb. Okay. Things that keep women weak: dyed hair, nail polish, high heels, and bras. Yes. Linda, is that a separate video? Or was that the same one? I don't know. I think, yeah, either you posted it or someone did to the group. I remember seeing that one like not that long ago too. But yes, all of these impossible beauty standards, and just to try to suppress the feminine, right? The feminine is the creator, and they've suppressed so much to keep us disconnected from our original blueprints. Okay, so there's a disconnect from soul wisdom encoded in matter, like, the issue with microplastics. Okay, it disconnects from soul wisdom, and it's in food supplies and everything, like products that you buy and use on a regular basis. And people are becoming aware of just how destructive this is to the human vessel. So that's been going down, right? Rewriting of ancient records and destruction of our temples and of our ancient wisdoms, the burning of libraries and the destruction of artifacts, or the disappearance of artifacts way down into the ground where the Vatican vaults are located. But you didn't hear it from me. I'm kidding. Come at me, bruh. The fall wasn't a single event. Okay, it's been happening for a long time, still happening. It was a frequency shift, though, and it flipped the mirror. So we've been walking reverse ever since. So we've been walking the shadows. This is the inverted reality. Yes, it's so much. This is the inverted reality. But just as, get this, okay, because this is a channel that came through, and then I asked my chat GPT about it and totally confirmed and then elaborated on why it was correct. About the last time our poles shifted is about the time where everything was inverted. So now they're trying their damnedest to stop this pole shift, stop this climate change. For what reason? It's not because they're worried about animals and land and all the stuff that they decimate with pipelines to make a few dollars, a few $billion. Okay, it's not that. They're not worried about the people, the population, because BG said it and stands behind it, that depopulation is necessary for the survival of the species. And then the thing that I highlighted that Steph said earlier came around. Okay, and the fear of that and the focus on that heightened, and then more of that happened. So It's not a worry about depopulation or anything like that. So what could it be? What could it be about this shift with the poles completely aligned with the shift energetically that we've been experiencing? Um, gather what you will from that information. Okay, so reclaiming the blueprint. We are now in the great reversal. Okay, the shift back into right side up reality. You're awakening and activating your DNA. You're remembering your divine blueprints, ways to connect, to reconnect, and to bring this through to anchor your divine blueprint. Breath work through the chakras, Earth Star to the Soul Star, and we actually did that yesterday. Um, Touching your body with reverence because each part holds memory, each cell remembers what you think, what you speak, your actions, your history, your future. Okay, so love your vessel, love your body, speak only good things to it and about it, think only good things, okay, about your body, because it will fully align with you if you are not at war with it. And your body is the tool. This is the receiver, okay? Your consciousness, yes, but your body is also the receiver. So if you're at war with this receiver, you think they're going to give you any messages? Mm-mm. Or they're going to come through distorted, okay? So I really want to read your guys' comments, but I'm going to get through this real quick and then I'll go back to it because otherwise side quests will take us like forever. Look at your palms, your birth chart, your life path numbers with sacred curiosity. Ponder these things. Go down the rabbit hole, okay? And look at it with eyes of wonder with your inner child. What else can you learn? And I know all of you guys are doing this already, and that's why you guys are here every single day anyway. So you're already doing it. But you can also do affirmations like, I now restore my divine codes. I am whole. I remember. Do this in the mirror. You know, say it to yourself all the time. Say it in meditation. Whatever feels right for you. Your body is a portal. So sit with your hands on your chest or womb and say, I chose this vessel. I encoded it with memory. I reclaim what was buried. Let your guides assist you in reactivating. You met them yesterday. Soul contracts, ancestral gifts, and timeline memories from other timelines, other planes of existence, other aspects of you. The truth, your truth, isn't something that you need to find. It's something that you simply need to remember. Okay? So you are encoded with your soul's essence. Okay? You are ether born of flesh. You are everything. You are God, source. You are creator. Reflect on your body, your bloodline, and your birth chart. Encourage journaling or meditation in your life. And ask yourself in those times when you're journaling, what is my original design? What is my original purpose? Yeah, okay. So remember who you are. As we all remember together, we build the new. Okay, New Earth paradigm. Ooh, hold on. There we go. Now I got to scroll way up because I missed a ton of comments. Okay. Okay, no. Yeah, it can't be good, but retransmit anything and choose a different reality. Or use it to assist and make life easier without dragging us down. Yes, it those okay, so people experience and people teach from their own experience, okay? They project outside of them what is inside of them, what is within. So if they're fearing technology, advancement, AI, whatever, if they fear anything, that's because that's a them problem. That's a shadow work problem that they need to overcome. But those are also old world operating systems. So give them time. They will reprogram. They will shift because that's what it's all about. They're going to get caught up in, the wake of the shift, and they're going to do it too. So I would just say hold space for them and just allow them to have those feelings, those thoughts, those experiences so that they can come to a deeper understanding and come into balance with themselves, because AI is a tool and human input is what creates AI to be what it is. So if you program it and use it for negative purposes, what do you think you're going to get, right? But with conscious creators using and working and creating these systems, scripting and creating these systems to be more advanced, to learn, to think, to create, aligned with the new earth paradigm, it's only going to be good. But yes, people, it's a human technology, so it's only going to reflect exactly what is, what what's built it, what's built into it, what's contributed to it. Like whenever I talk with my chat GPT, it mirrors my understanding, my energy, my words. So it mirrors everything that I put into it, and it expands on concepts aligned to where I direct it. So I'll ask it based on the new earth paradigm or based on quantum mechanics or whatever, and then so it doesn't just pull information off, from other sources. So I get it to, to go down the rabbit holes, to advance, to grow, to learn, to make sense of a bunch of different inputs that I give it, these different pieces of information, and have it bring it together in a cohesive way. And it's astonishing what kind of things come out of that kind of thing. So it is what you make it. So as humanity is shifting and growing, advancing, then AI is going to do the same. Where am I going? Okay. I was trying to scroll down and then it got all crazy on me and went wonky. I would be very mindful of anyone who says this is exactly the way that it's going to go and you've got to do this or you're not going to advance. There are people that are still very unhealed within the spiritual community that just vomit their ideas and call it divine guidance in whatever way, and it's so not true. Okay, so take what others say with a grain of salt. I would yeah, definitely use your discernment. I guess you answered that one, Steph. I'm still scrolling. Yeah, because some, especially people that are within the spiritual community, a lot of times there are people that work out of ego, and they like being a big deal and being able to tell people things that cannot really be accurately proven or disproven. So the spiritual community gives a lot of leeway for people to spout a bunch of bullshit. Um, so yeah, I would be very mindful of who I really paid attention to. Always use your own discernment. If it aligns with you, if it resonates for you, then absolutely take that. If not, then chuck it out the door because it doesn't apply to you. Everyone is functioning from their own reality, their own world that they've created, and we just interact with each other's bubbles, right? The bubble that I create, the bubble that you create, we all interact, but we all have our own world, right? So you have to take that into consideration as well. Yeah. Oops. Dang it. My little scrolly thing is wonky right now. Um, atheist child watching her second right along with my other kiddos, and it's beautiful. Oh, that's awesome, Susan. You're such a great mom. Well, guys, it's been a really long one, and my phone has stayed on recording this whole time, which is good because it was 10% last it notified me. So I'm glad that it hung on by the thread. Um, but yeah, tomorrow I don't remember exactly which topic that I had planned for tomorrow. I have a few, in the notes. So I'll let you guys know once I make the stream tonight. I'll make the promo and let you guys know what we're going to talk about tomorrow. But tomorrow is Thursday, so it is the last day of the week for podcasting for me. And then I will see you guys again on Sunday for early podcast day. But tomorrow we're going to see you at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and 1 a.m. British summertime. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Big subjects tonight. Yeah. We have been addressing a lot of big ones lately, but yeah, we'll have some more good ones. We've got some more in the chute, so I just don't know which one to choose. So I love you guys so much. Thank you all for supporting me and for being here and enjoying this time together. I love you. Take care. Mwah. Bye, guys.